In the vast expanse of the cosmos, where the Galactic Empire had spread its influence over thousands of star systems, Earth remained an enigma, shrouded in mystery and an unspoken fear. The leaders of the Empire, from their towering palaces on the central planet of Alcerion, watched with wary eyes. This planet, Earth, remained stubbornly outside of their grasp, protected not by force, but by a stark, solitary warning issued decades ago. Stay away from Earth. The message had come at a time when the Empire was at its zenith, boldly annexing system after system. It was during the pacification of the Zephyr system that the Empire's fleet had stumbled upon a small, blue planet, teeming with life and intelligent beings. The Earthlings, a relatively primitive race by galactic standards, had somehow managed to capture an advanced surveillance drone and sent it back, not with data, but with a warning. This warning had been the subject of much discussion among the Empire's highest echelons. The Grand Marshal, Lyra Vorex, had convened the Council of Commanders to deliberate this anomaly. Data from the drone shows a civilization in its nascent stage, technologically speaking, started Admiral Joran, flicking through holograms of Earth's various landscapes and bustling cities. Yes, but it's their audacity that's concerning, Lyra remarked, her sharp eyes scanning the room. No threats, no demands, just a simple, clear warning. What do they know that we don't? The chamber buzzed with whispers among the gathered officials. Could a race barely capable of interstellar travel pose a threat to the mighty Galactic Empire? It could be a bluff, suggested Commander Tylux, his voice tinged with disdain. Perhaps they've seen us coming and hope to scare us off with bravado. Lyra considered this, her mind racing through scenarios. Or perhaps, she said slowly, they're guarding something valuable or dangerous. The possibility hung in the air like a specter. The Empire was vast and powerful, yet the unknown was always a seducer of fear and curiosity. Send a recon team, Lyra finally decided. Stealth only, no engagement. I want eyes on the ground and nothing more. If they so much as suspect we're there, we pull back. The order was met with nods of agreement. The risk of provocation was too high. Earth had to be studied quietly. Meanwhile on Earth, news of a possible cloaked visitor had reached the Global Defense Bureau, a covert organization far more advanced than the public knew. Director Eva Santos, a woman of sharp intellect and decisive nature, was overseeing the preparation of their defense. Reports indicate a possible breach of the perimeter, stated her chief analyst, handing her a tablet showing anomalous readings in Earth's orbit. Eva's lips thinned. Is it them? She asked. Possibly. It's subtle, but it's there. Whatever it is, it's using technology to mask its presence. She stood up, walking over to the large glass window looking out over the sprawling complex below. Activate the surveillance countermeasures. I want a full sweep. If they're watching, they're going to see exactly what we want them to see. Back in space, the stealth team approached Earth cautiously. Lieutenant Rax, the mission leader, watched the blue planet spin slowly below them. His orders were clear. Observe, collect, report. No contact, no engagement. But Earth had its own secrets. As the Empire's team drew closer, hidden systems on the surface stirred to life, ancient and advanced beyond the Empire's understanding. These systems, remnants of a long-forgotten past when Earth had first brushed against the stars, were primed to protect. The game of cosmic chess had begun, and Earth was ready to make its first move, unknown to the eyes that watched from above. The warning was not just words, it was a promise. A promise that Earth was no mere planet, but a keeper of mysteries that the Galactic Empire might not be prepared to face. Deep within the command center of the Galactic Empire's stealth vessel, Lieutenant Rax surveyed the data streaming in from their latest orbital pass over Earth. The screens flickered with intermittent feeds, each frame capturing a glimpse of the planet's defenses, which were far more sophisticated than any had anticipated. Hidden beneath the thick canopies of forests and woven into the heart of vast deserts were structures pulsing with energy signatures that defied known technologies. "Enhance Grid A7, Rax ordered, pointing to a region radiating an unusual pattern of energy. The image zoomed in, revealing what appeared to be an innocuous mound of Earth, but the energy readings suggested otherwise. What are we looking at here? Unknown, sir, replied Ensign Mira, her fingers dancing across the console to adjust the sensors. But it's emitting low-frequency pulses that seem almost like a communication signal. Rax frowned. Communication implied intent, purpose. Were these signals meant for them or possibly someone else? The idea of Earthlings communicating with another unknown cosmic entity was unsettling. Back on Earth, Director Eva Santos received a coded transmission from her field agent stationed in the Sahara. The same area the Empire was now scrutinizing. The message was terse. Activity detected, countermeasures engaged. Eva's response was swift. Initiate Protocol Sigma. Make sure any data they collect leads them in circles. The Sahara installation, masked as part of the natural landscape, began to emit decoy signals. Holographic imagery distorted the terrain, and dummy energy pulses mimicked the signatures of significant weaponry. If the Empire was looking for a weapon, Earth would give them shadows of a whole arsenal. As the Galactic Empire's team analyzed the confusing array of data, Admiral Joran convened an emergency session with Grand Marshal Lyra Vorex via secure communication. Lyra, the recon data is perplexing, Joran admitted, displaying the conflicting reports. Every time we think we've pinpointed a target, it shifts, vanishes, or duplicates. Lyra's expression was grim. They're more advanced than we predicted, or they're exceptional at deception. Either scenario, we tread carefully. What's the status of the cloaked observation? Operational, but we're flying blind in some aspects. The risk of exposure is high if we continue. Lyra pondered the situation. Maintain a high orbit. Pull back the closer probes. We can't afford a direct confrontation, not with the stakes this high. On Earth, as Eva monitored the Empire's cautious recalibration, she allowed herself a slight smile. The Earth's ancient defense systems, coupled with modern deceptive technologies, were holding the line. She contacted her defense committee, a group of seasoned military strategists and scientific advisors. We've kept them at bay, but this is far from over, she briefed them. They'll regroup. They'll come with new strategies. Let's use this time to strengthen our global defenses and refine our counterintelligence capabilities. As the meeting adjourned, Eva's gaze returned to the stars. Earth was small, a mere speck in the vast universe, but it was resilient, cunning, and above all, a mystery that would not be unraveled easily by those who dared to threaten its sovereignty. In the silent corridors of the Galactic Empire's flagship, an air of uncertainty had settled like a dense fog. Admiral Joran, his brow furrowed with concern, convened a secret meeting with his most trusted scientists and tactical analysts. The main topic, Earth's baffling and seemingly insurmountable defensive capabilities. We're dealing with technology that could be older than our empire, perhaps as ancient as the universe itself, Joran began, his voice echoing slightly in the dimly lit room. The pulses we detected are not random. They're too structured, too intentional. It's as if the planet itself is alive, aware. Dr. Salon, the lead scientist, adjusted her glasses, her eyes reflecting the glow of the holographic data displayed before them. We've deciphered part of the signal pattern. It's not just technology, it's a form of language. This suggests a civilization that was not only advanced but deeply interconnected with their planet's biosphere. The revelation sent a ripple through the room. If Earth had once harbored a civilization that could communicate with the planet itself, what remnants of power might still be hidden, or worse, active? Meanwhile, on Earth, in the deep underground command center known as the Vault, Director Eva Santos oversaw the operation of their most secretive project yet, Project Echo. The project was designed to awaken and harness the dormant technologies left by Earth's ancient predecessors, those who had once roamed the stars before humanity even understood fire. Status report, Eva demanded, her eyes scanning the massive screens displaying Earth's geological and atmospheric data. Echo Chamber 3 is now fully operational, replied Dr. Lin, the project lead. We've successfully integrated the ancient tech with our own. Initial tests indicate we can not only defend, but manipulate environmental variables on a global scale. The implications were monumental. With Project Echo, Earth could theoretically disguise its entire biosphere, create mirages of cities, even simulate natural disasters to deter invasive observations or attacks. Back in orbit, Lieutenant Rax continued his surveillance, unaware of the deeper machinations at play below. The confusing data had compelled him to deploy microdrones, equipped with quantum sensors, to penetrate deeper into Earth's atmosphere, risking detection but desperate for answers. Each drone descended, cloaked and silent, but Earth was not idle. The Global Defense Network, a web of satellites and ground-based interceptors, detected the intrusion. With a command, Eva initiated a counterstrike, deploying electromagnetic pulses to disable the drones, each burst tailored to mimic a natural phenomenon, a solar flare, a magnetic storm. As the disabled drones fell back to Earth, burning up in the atmosphere like shooting stars, Rax realized they were outmatched. He reported back to Admiral Joran with a heavy heart. "They have capabilities we can't counter with brute force. We may need to consider diplomacy." Joran's response was curt, a reflection of his growing frustration and awe. "Prepare a communication relay. If we can't decipher their secrets through observation, perhaps it's time to speak directly." In the quiet of her office, Eva watched the remnants of the drones disintegrate. The message was clear. Earth would not be cowed or conquered. As she prepared for the possibility of direct communication, she knew this was a new phase of engagement. Earth would speak to the galaxy, but on its terms, shrouded in the might of ancient powers reawakened and the cunning of its people. Admiral Joran stood before the communication relay, a massive array designed to send and receive transmissions across the expanse of space. The decision to initiate dialogue with Earth marked a significant shift in the Galactic Empire's approach. Every word, every gesture would need to be calculated with precision. "Begin transmission," Joran commanded, his voice steady despite the uncertainty that gripped him. The message encoded in the Galactic Standard language was simple. "We seek a peaceful exchange. Let us learn from each other." On Earth, the signal was received with mixed reactions. Director Eva Santos gathered her team in the Vault's main conference room, the message replaying on the central holoscreen. "Is this genuine or another layer of their strategy?" questioned General Abrams, his arms crossed skeptically. "It could be genuine," Eva replied thoughtfully. "Or it could be a probe to gauge our defenses and reactions. Either way, we respond with caution. Prepare a secure line for my reply." Her message back was equally measured. "Earth acknowledges your call. We are open to dialogue but remain guarded for our safety. What assurances can you offer us?" Meanwhile, Lieutenant Rax monitored the exchanges closely from his ship's command center. The prospect of diplomacy opened a new chapter in their mission, potentially more dangerous than stealth reconnaissance. "Evaluate all responses for hidden data or threats," Rax instructed his crew, "and keep our defenses at maximum readiness." As the communications continued, both sides analyzed and reanalyzed each transmission. The Galactic Empire's linguists and cryptographers pored over Earth's messages, searching for underlying meanings or codes, while Earth's counterparts did the same. Unbeknownst to the Empire, Eva initiated a covert operation, Project Whisper. This involved embedding subliminal data within their transmissions, data that, when pieced together, would reveal the full capabilities and resolve of Earth's defenses in a way that subtly emphasized their power, without revealing specific details or technologies. "Project Whisper is operational," confirmed Dr. Lin during a secure briefing. "If they decode the messages completely, they'll understand that overt aggression would be costly." Back on Alcerion, Admiral Joran received Earth's piecemeal assurances and hidden strengths through the coded messages. The subtlety of Earth's approach did not escape him. "They're showing us their strength without a show of force," he observed to his council. "Clever. We must proceed with respect and caution." Joran proposed a cultural exchange as the next step, suggesting a virtual meeting that would involve sharing scientific knowledge, historical data, and cultural artifacts. "Let's bridge our worlds not with ships and soldiers, but with knowledge and understanding." Eva agreed to the virtual exchange, seeing it as an opportunity to further assess the Empire's intentions and capabilities. "Prepare the archives and ensure all data is sanitized for security. We'll show them the face of Earth, but not its secrets." As the preparations for the virtual cultural exchange began, both civilizations stood on the brink of a new understanding, each wary but hopeful. Through the void of space,
Across the chasm of unknowns, they began to weave a fragile thread of trust, each aware that the slightest misstep could sever it irreparably.
As the virtual cultural exchange approached, both Earth and the Galactic Empire prepared meticulously. Each side curated collections of art, literature, and scientific advancements, presenting a facade of openness while strategically concealing their most sensitive technologies and military capabilities. On Alcerion, Admiral Jorin supervised the final selection of cultural artifacts. Ensure that everything we share reflects our strength and progressiveness, but reveal nothing of our military advancements or strategic vulnerabilities, he instructed his team. The artifacts included stunning visual art from the Alcerion Nebula, intricate sculptures that played with the laws of physics, and documentaries about their scientific achievements. Meanwhile, on Earth, Eva Santos and her team faced a similar challenge. They selected pieces that showcased Earth's rich cultural diversity and resilience, a series of interactive holograms depicting historical events from various cultures, showcasing the planet's natural beauty and its people's creativity in overcoming global challenges. However, they encrypted sensitive data and used counterintelligence techniques to subtly alter the digital footprints of their technological capabilities. As the exchange commenced, holographic projections filled the rooms on both sides, creating an almost tangible experience of walking through each other's worlds. Eva watched closely as the Galactic Empire's delegates expressed admiration and curiosity about Earth's art and history. She noted their particular interest in Earth's environmental recovery technologies, a sector where Earth intentionally showed a mix of advanced yet non-threatening innovations. Admiral Jorin, on his part, was equally observant, especially intrigued by Earth's fusion of technology with traditional practices. "There's a depth here that could imply more than they are willing to show," he remarked quietly to his aide. Following the cultural showcase, a series of scientific presentations began. Earth's leading scientists presented on renewable energy sources and waste management systems, carefully framed to appear as cutting-edge yet not strategic or militaristic. Similarly, the Empire's scientists shared their advancements in space travel and medicine, glossing over any military applications. The discussions were polite, each side keenly aware of the underlying game of chess being played. Questions were posed with calculated innocence, answers given with rehearsed precision. Both sides were trying to probe for weaknesses without exposing their own. At the conclusion of the exchange, Eva and Admiral Jorin met in a virtual private session to discuss potential cooperative ventures. "Your advances in medical technology are remarkable," Eva began, hinting at an interest in collaboration that might allow her deeper insight into their biotechnologies. Admiral Jorin nodded, picking up on the cue. "And we are equally impressed by Earth's sustainability technologies. Perhaps there is room for a joint research initiative, under strict protocols, of course." They agreed to set up a preliminary framework for cooperation, each aware that this was another layer of the dance. As the virtual connection faded, Eva remained in the dim light of her office, pondering the Empire's intentions. On his flagship, Admiral Jorin turned to his aides with a thoughtful expression. "They are cautious, rightfully so, but there's potential here. Not just for learning, but for understanding their defenses from within. Prepare a proposal for the joint initiative, and make sure it's enticing enough for them to reveal more." As both leaders reflected on the day's events, they understood that while the exchange had been about culture and science, the true engagement was about power and perception. Each side had painted a picture of cooperation and goodwill, yet beneath the surface, the intricate dance of diplomacy continued, woven with threads of truths and deceptions. In the aftermath of the cultural exchange, both Earth and the Galactic Empire moved cautiously forward with their agreed-upon scientific collaboration. The focus was ostensibly on a joint venture to develop advanced medical treatments utilizing both Earth's bioregenerative technologies and the Empire's genetic engineering techniques. Behind the diplomatic veneer, however, both sides were busy trying to gauge the other's true capabilities and intentions. Director Eva Santos oversaw the installation of new security protocols within the vault, ensuring that any shared data was heavily encrypted and that their most sensitive technologies remained concealed. Let's make sure our guests see only what we want them to see, she briefed her team. The holographic data rooms prepared for the Empire's scientists were a masterpiece of selective transparency, showing enough to intrigue and satisfy curiosity, but hiding the real jewels of Earth's technological prowess. Meanwhile, Admiral Joran instructed his own team to prepare for the collaboration with similar caution. We're not just sharing knowledge, we're also searching for their vulnerabilities. Keep our critical technologies out of reach and monitor their reactions closely, he commanded. As the project commenced, teams from both sides met in a secure virtual environment designed to facilitate the exchange while limiting actual data transfer. Earth's scientists presented a series of innovations in cellular regeneration, while the Empire's delegates shared insights into genetic adaptation to different planetary environments. Each presentation was meticulously crafted to be impressive yet non-committal in terms of strategic technology. The initial phases of the collaboration were marked by mutual respect and carefully measured exchanges. However, both Eva and Joran knew that the real test lay in maintaining the delicate balance between cooperation and vigilance. One evening, during a routine security check, Eva's team detected an anomaly in the data flow from the Empire. "It looks like an embedded data scraper, possibly trying to access our deeper databases," reported her chief of security. Eva assessed the situation. "Isolate it, analyze, and prepare a decoy database. Let's see if we can learn more about what they're truly after," she decided. The decoy setup was a trove of fabricated data, plausible enough to pass initial scrutiny, but laced with traps and misinformation. Back on his flagship, Admiral Joran received reports from his cyber operations team. "We've encountered unexpected resistance in the data channels. It appears Earth is more cautious than we anticipated," reported his lead analyst. Joran wasn't surprised. "Keep pushing, but carefully. We cannot afford a breach of trust at this stage," he advised, pondering the chess-like movements of his terrestrial counterparts. As months passed, the project yielded several beneficial but non-critical advancements. Publicly, both Earth and the Empire celebrated these as signs of a successful partnership. Privately, both Eva and Joran acknowledged the underlying current of tension and the ongoing game of intelligence and counterintelligence. In a secure communication channel, Eva and Joran finally confronted the unspoken reality of their collaboration. "Admiral, it's clear that both of our civilizations have much to protect," Eva stated directly. "This venture has been beneficial, but perhaps it's time we consider a more open dialogue about our mutual concerns." Joran, recognizing the sincerity in Eva's tone, agreed. "Director, your proposal is timely. Let us not shadowbox indefinitely. True progress will require trust, not just shared interests." The agreement to transition from guarded collaboration to more honest discussions marked a new phase in Earth-Galactic Empire relations. While both sides continued to protect their sovereign interests, the foundation for a potentially more transparent and stable relationship had been laid, guided by the realization that in the vast universe, mutual respect and understanding might be the most powerful assets of all.